Nope.
It's my pleasure to be here this morning. Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. I serve on the Homeland Security Committee and the House Judiciary Committee, both having responsibilities for the issues of privacy and security for the United States of America. Very pleased this morning to reflect upon a very important forum and discussion that we had with leaders of privacy from Europe and North America. Today we're here with Giovanni Butarelli, who is the Assistant Supervisor, European Data Protection Supervisor from Italy, Mr. Jacob Constant, Chairman of the Dutch Data Protection Authority, Ms. Isabel Falca Pirita, thank you so very much, President of the CNIL, the CNIL, the French Data Protection Authority, Mr. Christopher Graham, Information Commissioner of the United Kingdom, and Ms. Chantal Bernier, Interim Privacy Commissioner of Canada, Maria Elena Perez Zermino, Commissioner, Federal Institute for Access to Information and Data Protection. And we will submit this in writing to overcome my pronunciation if there is a question. We're delighted that 8 members of Congress joined us yesterday for an important discussion, I think a first-time discussion between these leaders and members of Congress. And I will summarize, I'll have my entire statement to be submitted to the press, but I am going to summarize by indicating that the representatives that came yesterday included the ranking member of the Intelligence Committee, Dutch Ruppensberger, members of the Energy and Commerce Committee, members of the Rules Committee, as I indicated, myself, member of the Judiciary and Homeland Security Committee. It was a wide breadth of leaders in the United States Congress that wanted to communicate with these leaders, and we understand at least 2 points. All of us realize that we live in a different world and we have the responsibilities of national security for our respective nations. At the same time, I'm going to capture a term used at that meeting, is that privacy is a human right. And it was important for us as members of Congress to let these leaders know we agree that we do not diminish the importance of privacy and the importance of the sanctity of privacy and the understanding that the actions of the last 2 years, as reflected in Mr. Snowden's actions, calls for immediate response and action, and as well an acceptance of the burden of not having that kind of violation of privacy rights, again, for the average citizen of any of our countries. We made a commitment to work and to continue our work. And our last point that I will make, in doing so, we're now going to energize and determine what is the status of the Freedom Act, which is a response to this mega data collection that has any number of members. I am an original co-sponsor, helped write some of the legislation. It is part of the work that I have done on privacy for a number of years. And our commitment is that we continue to work with these leaders, and we have heard them, and that is that privacy must be balanced with security. I don't know if anyone wants to comment very briefly as we take this and
hello. Yes. So, hello, I'm Isabel Falca-Pirita. I'm chair of the CNIL, the French Data Protection Authority, but also chairing the G29. I want to thank Mrs. Jackson to have organized a meeting of yesterday, and it was the opportunity for us, because we are 4 European authorities that have come to Washington to express our feeling towards what happened with the Snowden revelation and the PRISM case. And what we said to the Member of Parliament of Congress is that European citizens have been very much shocked by the revelation and by the Snowden revelation, because they didn't know that, of course, surveillance existed, and because of the anti-terrorism fight, but it was the first time they realized that anybody, without knowing it, was under surveillance by foreign authorities or by the national authorities. So it was a real change in I would say, the surveillance paradigm. And we came here to say to the Member of Congress that Europe is at bay. Europe is waiting for practical solutions, for answers, not only speeches or intentions, but real actions taken by the United States. You know that the European Parliament has issued a report, an opinion that is rather demanding towards the United States. And we, the G29, we're going to issue an opinion, probably in May or in June, saying our position on this very, very critical issue.
Thank you very much. Any other comments?
I will simply say that in Canada as well, I'm Chantal Bernier, I'm the Interim Privacy Commissioner of Canada, and we have seen the same shaking to the core of the public trust in national security authorities in Canada. Our office has made concrete recommendations to our government to address this through greater accountability and oversight for national security authorities. We are very encouraged to see the openness of US politicians to the issue, and we hope that it will lead to the adoption of greater accountability measures in relation to protecting privacy in the national security context.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let me thank all of our leaders who have come, and thank them for their courtesies as well as their understanding of the legislative process here in Washington. But I want to remind all of them, as I thank them, that you probably had one of the largest combined members of Congress come to hear you and to share their positions than we've had in a very long time with ministers and supervisors and others who head particular areas. This is an area of concern to members of the United States Congress, might I say, Republicans and Democrats. The Freedom Act is a legislative initiative of Republicans and Democrats. It is out of my committee, the Judiciary Committee, and it is after this vigorous discussion that we have ample material and information to suggest that it is an international issue and that we should move swiftly to respond to the concerns by protecting the people of the United States, but by extension, the actions of the United States around the world. We are committed, and I think you know that we will continue to be friends, but we will take seriously the work we have to do for the American people and for our friends around the world. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.